right, everybody. Welcome back to our Tri-State Training Day podcast. I'm really excited about our guest today who brings a lot of energy. And I got a chance to meet for the first time over the last couple weeks and did not disappoint. Just amazing personality, energy that she brought to the situation. And the truth is she is absolutely crushing it and had some aha moments in the last few months that she wants to share about her journey. And I'm excited, Bree, to have you on the podcast. Bree Starr of FFL 5-Star Financial. And they, as a family, just absolutely slay it. But they're even better people than they are producers and contributors to our industry. So it's amazing to have you on the podcast, Bree. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. And, I got to know a lot about you in the last couple weeks, but I've been watching you on social for a while. Obviously, your numbers have, gone before you, helping the amount of families you've helped. But learning more about your story is incredible, and I want you to share some of it. First off, where are you coming from, and how did you find Family First Life in the first place? And let's talk about your evolution here.
Okay. So I am from Michigan. Before Family First Life, my family owns a business, so I was doing all the accounting, bookkeeping, office manager work. I ran into Family First Life because my brother actually bought a home. He filled out one of the mailers, and he was a lead to Mindy Tibbs. Actually, her husband went out to his house, and he got there and was talking with her husband and just said, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you making not doing this kind of stuff? And he called me after Mindy's husband left. He's like, Bree, have you heard of Family First Life? And I was like, actually, yeah, my best friend growing up with her, childhood best friend is in it. And she was always posting on social media.
I heard this story. So were you already licensed?
No.
You
Nope.
were not. It's
No.
so funny that he would say, have you ever heard of Family? I thought you were licensed and that's why he asked you that.
No, he just called me because he's just always calling, asking questions.
Okay, got it. Okay, keep going.
So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Emily does. And we had looked it up on Facebook, saw it was Family First Life. And he's like, no way, this isn't real. And she's helping this many families a month. I think she's doing helping 55 families a month. And I was like, yeah, you need to reach out to her and talk to her about it. And so he got in and started crushing it, right? Has been ever since. And I just kind of saw that and I was like, I'm going to let him try this out, see how it goes, and then maybe I'll get in. So that's what I did. I got licensed about a year ago. And I will say I didn't really get started until I went to convention last year. So convention was a big turning point for myself, just to be in the heat, see all the top producers and successful people there, and conversations were had, good conversations. And I kind of came home from there just super excited to start diving into this. I was in a better mindset from where I was before. Before convention, I was very new to being a single mom on my own. So I was trying to juggle 3 kids and just my job I already had, plus my house by myself. It was just super stressful. Convention kind of just lit a fire in myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what did that fire do for you?
That fire made me really go to work. One of the hangups that I had before going to convention was finding daycare for my youngest. So I was trying to work from home, but had her here, and it was a struggle. And at convention, I actually got that phone call from the daycare, and they said, hey, we have a spot open for Blakely. She can start on Monday. And that was just I'm like, this is it. God's timing's perfect. So came back from convention and started diving in.
Nice. So what did that entail for you? What was the first move you made from a business standpoint to get the ball rolling in the right direction?
First thing I did was really buckle down, get organized, and start buying leads. So I also made a schedule for myself so that I could try to be as consistent as possible. My brother held a lock-in a few weeks later, and it was my first ever lock-in. We went to Columbus as a team, and in those 3 days, I helped 14 families.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dang, like I can do this.
Wow.
So that really lit a fire in me too.
So that's amazing. So the lock-in, how many days was the lock-in?
We had a dial day and 2 run days, so 3 days.
Okay. So let's talk about this. Because in 3 days you helped 14 families, you said, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's a ton of momentum. Like that's just like, whoa. So you set it up. You had one dial day that you set appointments
Mm-hmm.
for 2 other days, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And was that simple? Like when you went into the dial day, excuse me, when you went into the lock-in, how many leads did you have for this? How geared up were you?
I had plenty of leads, like a tremendous amount. I don't remember the exact amount that I had, but I know I spent at least $1,500 on leads.
Got it. That's just crazy good. All
Yeah.
right, and then your appointment days. What was how many appointments did you book both days?
I believe I had at least 13 appointments booked for Friday and Saturday each.
That okay, that explains it, right?
Yeah.
26 appointments. What was your show ratio on those appointments? Like how many people actually picked up when you said you were going to call?
My show ratio has always been pretty decent. I would say back then it was probably 70%.
Darn good.
But I tried then, that's when I first started too, the one call closing. So that really was a game changer for me. And calling in the evenings is dang near ideal for that.
So this was appointments though. These were not one call closes.
Yeah, if I had a no show, then I was trying to one call close.
Got it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have a lot of one call closes in that lock in due to people not showing up?
I believe I had at least 2 1 call closes during that lock in.
Got it. Okay. So the appointment, pretty much the show was good enough. I mean, how many presentations on average do you think you made over those 2 days? Showed numbers.
I would say at least probably 20, 18 to 20 appointments.
Wow. So that changes everything, right? Like the fact
Yeah.
that all these people are picking up, all of them are getting insurance for their families, and all of a sudden something went off in you. I can do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, you probably inspired others around you that they can do this too.
I
Um,
did.
but so so that changes everything there. Then what happens next?
After the lock in,
Correct.
I get home, and to be completely honest, I was not being consistent. So I get home, I'm trying to do the same, keep the same momentum that I had at the lock in, and then carry that at home. I think I came home and all 3 kids were sick that week. Like, I remember something, it was something terrible. I'm pretty sure all 3 kids were sick. They couldn't go to school. And just taking a break, I don't care how long you've been in the business for, taking a break like that and then coming back, it's hard. I don't like to take breaks. I like to try to stay consistent, stay in my routine so that I don't go through the challenges that come after that.
So from there, you basically, started setting routines. Yes.
Yes,
Wasn't an
correct.
appointment. Was appointment dial day, run, dial day, run. And when did the aha moment for the 2 call close come into play? I mean,
So I
one call close. My bad.
okay. So I will say the rest of that month I didn't do too well just because I wasn't being consistent. I wasn't sticking to my schedule. Summer months were coming. I was starting to open my pool. I was getting sidetracked. It was not a good time. Okay. Um, so yeah, I would say during those first, like, so it's March, April, and then June, like I would pop off, not stick to my consistent routines, but I knew I could do it. And I started getting so mad at myself because I'm
That's
like,
good.
why am I doing this? Why am I putting so much work into activities that aren't really benefiting anything in my life, or they're not money making activities? And changing my focus really started to set in June after my brother's grand opening in Columbus. That was just incredible. I was so proud to, be his sister and just watch the growth that he's made in the last year and a half here at Family First Life. And I started thinking in my own head, like, that could be me. Like I'm the only person in the way of making that my future as well. Like I'm getting in my own way. So just seeing his success firsthand really lit again another fire, but this fire was like the bonfire of fires. And I was just to the point where I knew I can do this. Like I knew I could do it, but I was just sick and tired of just making it by. I was paying my bills, but not able to really save a lot of money. And I have 3 kids and I have them pretty much 90% of the time. So not a lot of help. And I've always just wanted big things for myself and for my kids. And at the end of the day, I was just getting in the way of, I was holding myself back.
Isn't it amazing when you can parse out the real from the distraction, and then you can pull the real out and push the distraction back, and all of a sudden, the real Bree Starr appears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling of that person is 10 times better than the procrastinator or the person who keeps putting stuff off or the person who keeps putting stuff in front of the real stuff. And then there's these two different worlds. You told me June and July, you helped 10 and 12 families respectively. And then in August and September, you helped 23 and 33 families respectively. Those are two different people. Same person, same stuff is inside you. And all of a sudden, you take off, right? And it's the conversation that you had with you. Yes? Like there was probably a bunch of people trying to pour in and a bunch of people wanted to help and a bunch of people who was trying, but you talked to you. You saw your brother's grand opening. You said, why not me? What are we doing? Now, let's talk about this. That conversation with you, how intense was it really? Was it easy to move these things and you just kept procrastinating? Or was it really hard and you really had to like move stuff and push things down? How did that look?
Yeah. The best way I can explain it was I was to the point where if you imagine yourself carrying 2 5-gallon buckets, right? They're heavy, they're full, you're walking and water spilling out the sides. Think of the water as like the responsibilities in my life. Mm-hmm. So my responsibilities overflowing. I would spend my free time going out and having fun, which is fine and dandy and all, but no, you got to sacrifice some things in life to go and reach the goals that you want to reach and meet your full potential. So I'd go out, have fun, kind of ignoring or making excuses for myself and ignoring the things that I actually had to do And I literally woke up one morning and I was so tired and like just felt so heavy waking up even daily. I just felt heavy. And I'm like, the only way I'm going to lighten the buckets that I'm carrying and lighten my load and wake up like feeling actually refreshed is creating the schedule, buckling down and getting stuff done. um, Staying dedicated to this and my kids, and beyond that, like the people I love and my kids, nothing else really matters, and my career, of course.
Right.
um so I literally decided to, everything that was negative in my life gone. I didn't go out. I didn't have a drinking problem, but I would go out on the weekends and have fun with my friends and have too many beers, be a little sluggish the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good either. You have to wake up every day with clear mind,
Mm-hmm.
especially in an industry like this.
I know.
Because that was also holding me back. So getting rid of the negativity, the negative people, the negative events, anything like that, gone. 2 months I literally stayed home, and that started in July and August, and I literally gave this my all. And I'm like, I'm either going to do this or I'm not. So it's
Mm.
time to go all in.
What coincided with this decision was also you started recruiting, you said,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So you started recruiting in around July.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother decision. Or was it the same decision for you? Selling a lot, hiring a lot, was that one decision, I'm going all in on this business? Or was it two decisions that you had to make?
So I guess it was kind of one decision. I
Okay.
know that the only way to really go all in is to also share this opportunity with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to have them take this opportunity seriously and be successful here is for me to lead from the front.
Hmm.
So I woke up one morning that when I decided I'm changing my life today. I wrote down 3 goals. And one was to, I'll show you the piece of paper actually
I love
on
it.
this.
Oh, this is
Thank you,
good.
little piece of paper. I wrote down 3 goals because I've always had goals. I've just never wrote them down.
Love.
Without writing your goals down and looking at them every single day, what are you reaching for? So I wrote my goals down. The first one was build a massive agency / team. And in order to do that, I need to recruit, I need to train, I need to burn up the phones and lead from the front.
Wow.
And that's what I started doing. Now I have 21 agents under me.
Wow.
Every day I'm constantly posting about this opportunity because it's changed my life in just a short amount of time. And I can't wait to see, where I'm at in a year, 2 years from now. The second goal I had was to open up an office here in Michigan. And I wanted to open up an office where there's a positive work environment and where people are excited and hyped to come to work every day and work as a team. And I just got the keys for my office 2 days ago.
Woo!
Yes.
That's huge. Huge, 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 huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my third goal was to help 30 families in 1 month. And I've also done that and get my lead spend where it needs to be.
Wow. You're a force to be reckoned with, Bree Starr.
I appreciate it.
Imagine what focus can do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dude, I'm so happy I heard this. Build a massive agency, open up an office in Michigan, help 30 families in a month. And every single thing you wrote down is in motion or done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I put the date on this paper. I wrote this on July 1st of 23.
Wow. So what that says to me is anything you put your mind to, you're getting it done.
Getting it done.
Facts. So limitations have been lifted.
Mm-hmm.
We're clear for takeoff.
Yes.
And that's awesome because you have everything inside you to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're willing to do what it takes. So, with these 3 steps, you know what happens when you reach goals?
Create new ones.
Yes, ma'am. You
Bigger
create
and
new
better.
ones. You create new ones. You don't have to give me the goals now,
Okay.
but I want a new piece of paper, right? You can keep the massive agency at the top because that's going to be there for a while. You're always going to want to do that.
Yeah.
But what else happens now? But you were very descriptive. You wrote what the goal was, and then you wrote the details, the color, you know?
Yeah.
An office in Michigan, but I want to make sure that people are happy to come in every day and this, that, and the third. And so you're at this level, there's a next level. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the trajectory that you are on and what you're doing. Your kids are watching this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yep. My goal is I've always wanted my kids to be proud of their mom. So when the girls look at me every day and they're proud of their mom, that's everything. That's what keeps me going. And that's ultimately my why. And I believe that you have to have a strong why to have that fire behind you. Because without a why, it's hard.
No doubt. How do you and David work together to help accomplish these goals? Like, obviously, he's your brother, but he's also he brought you in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about 5-Star Financial and y'all being siblings and y'all are really tight, I think of like together, you guys, rewriting your family's legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Between the family that he's going to build, the family that you're building, and the family that you already are. So how do you guys work together to reach some of these goals?
Yeah. So working with him is very easy. I've always said to my parents, the best gift they've ever gave me was my brother.
Wow.
So we've always been very close. And he is my younger brother, but he has helped me in so many ways, especially with this business. Our goal together is to create a legacy. Like, that's it. The goals and the opportunity here is infinite. Like, there's no end, right? And we talk every single day, all day. I'm still constantly calling him for advice. He calls me for advice. And we just work very well together, knowing that we have the same goals. We're a lot different too. So I think his personality and my personality, we work very well together, and we kind of offset that difference between us. But it's a blessing to work with your brother and get along as well as we do.
That is quite the blessing. It brings me a lot of joy watching y'all synergy together, and I love what you're saying. We're gonna build a legacy. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel the fire. I feel the bonfire. Bree, I feel it, and I see huge things coming. You've set a really awesome foundation. You're true to your goals. You've already eclipsed some of them, and dude, this you have the right mindset on everything. You got the office. You're recruiting the lights out. You're helping 30 plus families a month. Let's roll, baby.
Yesterday was my first full day in the office, and I helped 5 families. So that felt super
incredible.
good.
I mean, just christening the office with helping 5 families, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Real quick, before we go, what are you doing? What is the main source of recruiting for you, and how's that working?
Social media. I'm just literally posting my life. I'm posting what I do when I submit the policies, Americo, Mutual of Omaha, whoever it is, I'm posting every day consistently, because this opportunity is literally incredible. And my new agents coming up, like, it brings me so much joy knowing that, I'm able to help them and their family with training and anything that comes their way as well. and then just also seeing their success. Like, it's incredible. It's just incredible what this opportunity can do. So why would I not be sharing it everywhere? Like, I'm posting on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, stories. I helped a family today. Did you know helping one family could pay for 10 tanks, or fill your gas tank up 10 times, whatever it is?
It's crazy.
People relate to that.
Right.
And they're like, what is it that you do? They ask
Right.
questions.
Dang, that's crazy.
So I just message back. I'm like, hey, hop on Zoom. We'll have a conversation.
I love it. Were you ever reluctant to do that?
Kind of.
What was the reason?
I think it was just me not believing in my own self.
Man.
Yeah.
I learn every time I get on this podcast, man. I mean, God bless. Now, like, you've shifted belief in yourself, and now you're helping a bunch of people with fire in your belly, and you don't even. If I ask you right now, do you see any quit in this? I know what you're gonna say, but you're gonna say it with a lot of punch.
Yeah.
Do you see any quit in this, Bree?
There's absolutely no way. Like, I'm not quitting.
That just is crazy.
I can't. Like, I can't. There's no way.
From lukewarm to fiery hot.
Bonfire.
Bree Starr is crushing it. Thank you so much for sharing with us on our Training Day podcast. You have a ginormous future, and I'm happy to come alongside and look and watch and offer any advice I can offer. But you guys are crushing it.
I appreciate you, and thank you.
Appreciate you, Bree. You're going to help a lot of people with this podcast. We're watching your story, and we're seeing it continue to unfold. Thank you for jumping on with us.
Yes, thank you.
Take care, y'all. God bless. Thanks for listening. Training Day. Peace out. Thanks, Bree.